Who was Rizpah in the Bible? Discover the story of Saul's concubine. Imagine a mother who did everything to protect the honor of her children, even camping for months next to their bodies. We are talking about Rizpah, a concubine of King Saul of Israel. Her story became known in the Bible for her dedication to protecting the bodies of her dead children. Rizpah was an Edomite, descended from Haya, which means she was a foreigner. She was the mother of at least 2 children, Harmony and Mephibosheth. Welcome to Daily Biblical History. Today, we will explore an inspiring message to strengthen your faith and bring peace to your heart. Leave a like to support our channel and subscribe if you are not already subscribed, so you don't miss any of the motivational content we post here. After the death of King Saul, a period of great political instability took place in Israel. His son, Ishbosheth, was declared king of the northern tribes, with the exception of the tribe of Judah, which already recognized David's leadership. This scenario generated tensions and conflicts between the houses of Saul and David. Abner, the commander of the army of Israel, under the leadership of the house of Saul, gained power and prestige in the kingdom. However, an accusation made by Ishbosheth against Abner for alleged involvement with Rizpah triggered a series of events that would change the course of history. Ishbosheth suspected that Abner was plotting to occupy the throne of Israel through his relationship with Rizpah, who had been the concubine of the late King Saul. This accusation triggered a fatal discord between them and ended up favoring the rise of David as the unified king of Israel. After the death of King Saul, his son Ishbosheth was declared king of the northern tribes of Israel, while David reigned over the tribe of Judah. This period of duality in the reign created a scenario of rivalry and political instability. Ishbosheth, as the rightful heir, sought to maintain power over the northern tribes, while David consolidated his rule in Judah. This division in the kingdom resulted in constant conflict and intrigue between the houses of Saul and David, with each side seeking to assert its authority over the people of Israel. Ishbosheth's rise as king of the northern tribes marked a tumultuous period in the history of Israel, in which alliances were tested and loyalties questioned. After Ishbosheth accused Abner of his alleged involvement with Rizpah, the relationship between the two became even more strained. Abner, who had gained prestige and power in the Israelite army, saw his reputation questioned. Ishbosheth's accusation not only undermined the trust between them, but also generated distrust and intrigue within the kingdom. The suspicion that Abner was plotting to take the throne through his relationship with Rizpah created a climate of distrust and political instability. The fatal discord between Abner and Ishbosheth ended up indirectly favoring David's rise as the unified king of Israel, demonstrating how a simple accusation can have profound repercussions on the political and social scenario of the time. After the death of King Saul, Abner, the commander of the army of Israel under the leadership of the house of Saul, played a crucial role in trying to maintain stability in the kingdom. His military skill and political influence made him a prominent figure during the transitional period between the reigns of Saul and David. Abner was known for his loyalty to the house of Saul and his determination to preserve the integrity of the kingdom. However, tensions between him and Saul's son Ishbosheth resulted in internal conflicts that ultimately benefited David. David's rise as a unified king was facilitated in part by the disagreement between Abner and Ishbosheth, which culminated in Abner supporting David as the new leader of Israel. This shift in political support was a crucial turning point in the consolidation of David's reign and the unification of the tribes under his rule. The drought that struck the kingdom of Israel for 3 long years was a period of extreme hardship and suffering for the people. Harvests failed, rivers dried up, and food shortages became a bitter reality for everyone. The drought not only affected agricultural production, but also had devastating consequences for the economy and health of the population. Famine spread quickly, pushing many to the brink of starvation and despair. King David saw his people suffer in the face of this calamity and sought answers from the Lord about the reason for this punishment. The drought was not just a climate issue, but also a reflection of the kingdom's past transgressions. In this context of scarcity and despair, David faced one of the greatest challenges of his reign, seeking divine guidance to deal with the crisis that was ravaging his nation. After the death of King Saul, his son Ishbosheth was declared king of the northern tribes of Israel, while David reigned over the tribe of Judah. This period of duality in the reign created a scenario of rivalry and political instability. Ishbosheth, as the rightful heir, sought to maintain power over the northern tribes, while David consolidated his rule in Judah. This division in the kingdom resulted in constant conflict and intrigue between the houses of Saul and David, with each side seeking to assert its authority over the people of Israel. Ishbosheth's rise as king of the northern tribes marked a tumultuous period in the history of Israel, in which alliances were tested and loyalties questioned. During the reign of Saul, an agreement was made with the Gibeonites, a non-Israelite people who inhabited the region. This agreement guaranteed protection and security to the Gibeonites in exchange for their loyalty and cooperation with Israel. However, after Saul's death, his successor Ishbosheth disregarded this pact by launching a military offensive against the Gibeonites. This action resulted in the death of many of the Gibeonites who had been promised protection by the Israelites. Saul's betrayal of the Gibeonites created an ethical and moral crisis in the kingdom of Israel, leading to the need for reparation by the new king, David. The Gibeonites demanded justice for the crime committed against their people and requested the delivery of 7 of Saul's descendants to be punished for their transgression. This demand by the Gibeonites placed David in a delicate ethical and political dilemma, as he had to reconcile the justice demanded by the offended with the commitment to protect the royal lineage. The delivery of Saul's descendants to the Gibeonites represented a crucial moment in the history of the Kingdom of Israel, marked by the search for balance between justice and loyalty. After the surrender of Saul's descendants to the Gibeonites, including Rizpah's sons, the atmosphere in the Kingdom of Israel became even more tense. Rizpah, who had already lost her sons at the hands of the Gibeonites, found herself in a desperate situation. The pain of loss was mixed with the anguish of uncertainty about the fate of the bodies of her sons, who had been hanged. While the people awaited the outcome of this tragedy, Rizpah remained vigilant, protecting the bodies of her sons day and night, so that they would not be desecrated by birds of prey and wild animals. Her determination to maintain the dignity and honor of her sons even after death was a moving testimony of maternal love and respect for the deceased. Rizpah's heroic gesture in facing adversity and preserving the memory and integrity of her sons reflected not only her courage, but also her unwavering faith in the midst of the tragedy that devastated her family and the kingdom. After the surrender of Saul's descendants to the Gibeonites, including Rizpah's sons, the atmosphere in the Kingdom of Israel became even more somber. The bodies of the hanged men remained exposed on the mountain, at the mercy of the weather and the cruelty of time. Rizpah, even faced with the unbearable pain of losing her sons, remained steadfast in her vigil over those lifeless bodies. Days passed, and lonely nights were endured by the courageous Edomite woman. Her determination to protect the remains of her hanged sons was a moving testimony of love and respect. Rizpah's constant presence beside the inert bodies was a silent challenge to the dishonor and oblivion that could come from prolonged exposure. Rizpah's solitary struggle against the physical and spiritual deterioration of the bodies revealed not only her inner strength, but also her unwavering faith in the midst of the tragedy that was ravaging her family and the kingdom of Israel. After the bodies of Rizpah's sons were buried, David's act of collecting and giving the hanged men a proper burial marked a moment of justice and compassion in the kingdom of Israel. The king's act of acknowledging Rizpah's suffering and her dedication to protecting the bodies was a sign of respect and honor for this courageous woman. The proper burial of the remains of the hanged men represented not only a symbolic act of redemption, but also a reconciliation with the kingdom's dark past. The story of Rizpah and her sons became a living example of perseverance, motherly love, and dignity in the face of adversity. May this story inspire us to cherish the memory of those who fought to the end for what they believed in. Did you like this Bible story? Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the moving and tragic story of the concubine Rizpah in the Bible. Let us know in the comments if you already knew this story, or if you would like to see more videos about lesser-known biblical characters. Don't forget to like and share with friends who are interested in the topic. Are you enjoying the message? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this motivational word today. And leave your comment. We want to know how this message impacted your life.